Welcome to More About Decor. We come here Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to dig a little deeper beyond the painting that I do and talk about design and decor. Hi friends, have you heard the latest trend in home decor? I sure have. It seems like the last week I've heard it 100 times. Cottagecore. Maybe you've heard of it. Maybe I've been living under a design rock. I hope not, because that's what I do. But I looked it up and the trend's been around since like 2010. Please don't panic. Please don't think your farmhouse is outdated, your boho is outdated, your granny chic, your shabby chic. Don't worry, because this has all of those elements. So I'm going to show you some pictures and show you my own cottagecore room. So if you Google it or look on Pinterest, you're going to see lots of pictures of girls in white dresses, flowers. Basically, it reminds me of the English countryside. Very country and stately. It's kind of cool. I'm going to show you my own little room upstairs that I'm going for a cottagecore, if you will, look. Right now, it's kind of a hot mess. So I took some pictures and I'm really bearing my soul here and showing you how disorganized that it can become. You've probably got your own messes here and there. But what I want you to notice is the cool ceiling tile, which somebody tried to paint pink. So I'm going to try to restore it to its original. I'm going to show you a still shot of that. The room has great bones. It's a cool little getaway. We're going to make it even cooler. We used to do classes up here, but to do paint classes, it's better to have it closer to the sink. So it's better room for sewing and meeting and just getting away when the demands of retail get a little too much. A Rhina design sign is going to stay. And there's that cool original ceiling tile. So here I am trying to get that section of the ceiling that was painted pink more like the ceiling tile. So I used gray first, and then I went over it with a color called Sawmill Gravy, which is kind of an off-white, and then lastly with grunge gray wax. So here's how it turned out. How do you think I did? I think I did a pretty decent job. This is something I've been wanting to do for close to 3 years now, and I finally got it done. Now, here comes the room. Now, let me explain a little bit. I'm not quite done. I have a decision to make. I have another piece of furniture that matches this, and I'm thinking of putting it on top of there. So it was meant to go on top of it, and I think that's what I'm going to do, and I may paint it. Our wine and design sign is fitting in the room. And I wanted a mannequin, so Dawn brought a mannequin in, so she will preside over our meetings here. This leather top table is a perfect place to have a meeting. It was original to the building, and our landlord let me use it. Brought a piece of furniture up from the basement and put on top of it after I closed off that sliding door. So I still have some organization to do behind the curtain, but let's talk about the curtain a minute. Here it's Madison Park, and I got it at Macy's, and I think it fits perfectly with that cottagecore decor that I was going for, even though I didn't know that's what I was going for. I keep calling it the granny room. Let's take a moment to talk about this sewing table. This was made by a friend of mine. I saw this gorgeous door among their things, and it was a real mess. They cleaned it up and they put it on the saw brackets and also added the trim around the edge that's made from yardsticks. Then my son and I poured acrylic on the top. That was a learning experience. I wasted a lot of acrylic in that job, but I learned a lot too. I still would like to put another pour on the top of it, but for the time being, it's has served me well ever since 2015, and it'll still continue to serve. These shelves were built in, and I wanted to granny them up a little bit too. Organization is a thing here. It's definitely a problem because I've got lots of little things that I save and collect. So I have taken these shelves and really taken advantage of small boxes and try to label and micro organize everything. Check out the tray, the paper tray, I call it. It's a wooden organizer beside those shelves. That was a score that I also made in 2015, and I love that thing, and that will go with me wherever I go. I just think that's the coolest piece. There's also another one beside it that I like a lot and also organizes paper. Here's a project from my Tuesday talk this week. On the top shelf and on the bottom shelf are boxes that are made from shoe boxes. My husband had a lot of shoe boxes, and so did I. And I used paint and transfers and decoupage paper along with the little library hardware to identify the contents, and added some handles to make it attractive storage. I can link that video in the description box. Here's a close-up of the detail on the edge of that table. Isn't it cool? And also, the yardsticks are from places in Altoona, Pennsylvania, my hometown where my store is located. So I thought that was a very thoughtful way to finish this table off, and something I definitely treasure. I just love details like the texture. I love the old radiators and the texture of the crocheted lace, and it just all plays really well together, and it just gives that granny chic look, or cottagecore if you will. I have fabric waiting to cover chairs, and I really just love this sewing area, and I'm looking forward to sewing here. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and the tour of my little granny room. That's what I'm going to keep calling it. And I also hope you enjoyed learning about a new design trend if you weren't already on top of it. I hope you come back and join us again, and thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up and share it, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please visit us at lavintagedecor.company, and on Facebook we're lavintagedecor Altoona. On Instagram we're lavintagedecor. Stay well.